how would you define entitlement?
Entitlement would be the sense of feeling like you have something that's owed to you without necessarily earning it.
Okay, that's a nice answer. My generation is being called the entitled generation. Why do you think my generation believes we're more entitled to certain things than yours?
I believe that your generation has been raised differently than our generation, that you're not required to respect your elders or do as much work to earn the things. I think parents want to give their children everything versus letting them work for it.
When you were younger and you didn't get your way, how did you typically react?
It really just depended on the situation. I don't know how to answer that question.
How did you react when you got that ear piercing but you weren't supposed to?
Well, the ear piercing thing, when I got home and my mother saw that I had my ears pierced, she told me to take it out. And I took it out. And once I took it out and she saw that I listened to her, she told me that I could put it back in and I could keep it. She just wanted to see whether I would respect her when she asked me to take it out.
Okay, I just like that story. Say that there was always something you wanted as a child and you didn't get it, so in turn you threw a fit. How would have your parents reacted and how would have you been disciplined?
I didn't throw a fit with my parents. I would have gotten in a lot of trouble. I would have either gotten grounded, whooped, or a combination of the two. So I didn't throw fits with my parents.
Entitlement is often viewed as something negative. Has it always been that way? How has society as a whole changed the meaning?
Yes. In general, how you use the word entitlement can be negative. Entitlement is not always a negative thing, but it's generally used in a negative term. What was the second part of the question?
How has society as a whole changed the meaning?
Society as a whole, it's again, it just goes back to the current generation. I don't think that they have had to work for the things that they've had. I think things come too easy. Things are instant gratification. You have the internet. Everything's at your fingertips. Social media. Everything's there when you want it. You don't have to wait or work for anything.
In your opinion, is anybody in this world entitled to anything? Why or why not?
It's a very deep, difficult question. I don't think anyone is entitled to anything.
Why not?
I just don't think it's safe for anyone to have the assumption or the lack of humility to think that they're entitled to anything. I think that everyone should be very thankful and grateful for anything that they have, no matter how great or how small it is.
Are there different parenting skills that your parents used to shape your attitude that some parents have failed to use with my generation? What? Okay, I'll ask you the second part after you answer that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What are some disciplinary actions that you ran into that cannot be used in today's society?
I think it's not acceptable to spank your kids any longer. I don't think parents like to ground their kids or take things away. There's lots of things that seem unacceptable these days as far as a way to discipline children.
But I'm talking about you.
Me?
Yeah.
Say the question again then.
What are some disciplinary actions that you ran into that cannot be used in today's society?
I did. I'm talking about spanking your kids. I was spanked a lot. You kids were spanked very little, but enough.
Okay. Hold on. Describe a time that you or somebody you know believed they were entitled to something, and what was your response to their belief? What about Brooke and the cat?
No, that's not a good example. Can you hit the pause button?
No, there is no pause button.
No,
I'll put it right here.
it's still here.
Oh no. Okay.
I don't know. I think, I don't know. I mean, I see examples every day where people think they're entitled to things. I don't know. I think people think that they're entitled to jobs all the time, and they're not. You know, they have to work hard and go out. I think people are.
Mr. Hefe? Mr. Hefe?
I think people think they're entitled to education, you know, and things instead of trying to get good grades and work towards scholarships. They think they should be given college for free. I don't agree with that. I think they should have to work hard to get free education. I think relationships and boys think that they're entitled to things with girls instead of treating a girl nice and getting things out of respect. They think they're just entitled to it. The culture just lays out for that kind of stuff. So I don't know. There's lots of examples.
Good enough. Your generation was taught to do what you were told, to do it correctly, and not to question why. Why do you think that a majority of my generation wasn't taught the same, or was taught yet chooses to blatantly disregard authority?
It's a lack of parenting. I don't know why this generation of parents think that it's okay. They want to be the friends with their children instead of being a parent. They're afraid to discipline. They're afraid to set their kids straight, and I think that's a reflection of this current generation of children is really just a lack of parenting. And the only reason that I think parents are that way is that they want things to be different than maybe it was for them. You know, I get why my parents were the way they were. I didn't agree with it at the time, but now that I'm an adult, I'm glad that they were that way. But I think some parents just think that you don't have to be that way, but it backfires on them.
Society has changed drastically over time. What are some inventions and other things that have helped shape my generation's mindsets that weren't available when you were our age?
Like I said in the earlier question, cell phones, the use of the internet, everything is just right at your fingertips. The invention of video games, different TV shows, the culture that we're in, things that you see on TV, transform kids' minds and their thought patterns and think that what they're doing is socially acceptable.